Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm just going to have a short review from the previous lesson. So we could start for the next lesson, which is for the February 9. Okay. From the previous lesson that we have, we talk about mistakes, accidents, and temptation. And based from that, you could talk about it too with your kids, how it becomes a sin. Mistakes, accidents, and temptation is not yet a sin unless after that mistakes, after that accident, after that temptation, you do some actions on it, meaning you're choosing already what you want to do. Like the one I gave you for the example, like if you have mistakenly dropped a vase, so what should you do? Are you going to tell that, oh, I'm sorry, I bumped to the vase? Or you could keep it like, oh, I didn't do it. So it's like lying. So when we have that choice, there's a 10 commandment wherein we need to be honest. We should not tell lies. So it goes to our commandments, the 10 commandments and the greatest commandment. So the choices that we make goes to what we learn, what we believe, and what we practice in our lives. The 10 commandments and the greatest commandments. Now, the choosing of right and wrong is like, how do you choose that action? Is it an action for yourself, or is it an action of love for others and for God? Now, last time also we talked about sin. So if we already chosen wrong, usually we chooses sin. And sometimes that I in the middle always goes with I. It's like thinking, doing it for the love of ourselves. So usually we get sin on it. And our love for Jesus and the love for others is getting out of it because we're just thinking of ourselves. It's like maybe on that scenario of the vase, you could say, oh, I didn't do it. Someone do it. So you point out fingers, and it goes to questioning, is that for the benefit of yourself? Usually sin, because it's the I, it's always beneficial for ourselves. And that's not how Jesus teach us. Jesus teaches, especially on the greatest commandments, to love one another as we love ourselves. And we don't want to like pinpoint people on the sins that we committed. That's why when we do our choices, we go to our conscience. It's like a bubble in our head. It's like, what makes us feel? Like last time, we have a video of like a boy. I don't know if I show that, but there's a boy that dropped his money, and then this girl saw it, maybe one of his classmates, and he dropped his money, and then the little girl, the girl was like, oh, finders keepers. So it's either the choice is, do I need to give it back to him, or I will not give it back to him and buy some ice cream. So thinking of that is like, do I need to be honest, or I like to just go to my is this pleasure of eating ice cream? So this is a choice. Conscience is giving you it's still like not yet in actions, but it's like it pushes you to make a decision what to do. Now, when we do the sacrament of reconciliation, we need to examine our conscience. So we have examination of conscience, meaning we go through our heart. It's not only by thinking, but getting into our hearts. That what actions did we do to make Jesus happy? Did we had some wrong choices during this week, today, or maybe a while ago? Okay, so confession is like we try to examine ourselves. If we practice our 10 commandments, if we practice our commandments, okay? So you ask yourself, examination of conscience is like asking ourselves what sins we have committed, how many times we committed, why do we commit it, okay? So it's just a short one. So after this, I want you to write on a note 5 sins you committed this week, why you committed that sin, and how many times. Now, so you write down in a notes. You could, if you are, feel that you could share it with your mom and dad, that would be great. Acknowledging your sin is, you know that you made a wrong choice, but making that wrong choice, you want to make it right. And making it right is like acknowledging it, that yes, I committed sin, but I want to make up with that sin. And Jesus forgives us on this thing. Remember the stories that we have discussed the past few previous lessons that we have. You see the people who got sin, they acknowledge and they really try to ask forgiveness from Jesus, and they make up with it. The thing with making up with it means we are not going to do it again. So right now, I want you to write 5 sins that you committed. Why have you done it? And how many times? We'll go for the next video after.